Hi guys, myself Ankit English we shall see on the problem on LeetCode. Rotate array. So given an integer array nums, rotate the array to the right by k steps where k is non-negative. So you have to rotate the array given an array of integer and you have to rotate the array by k steps to the right. So what do I mean by that? So initially you could see they have given an array that consists of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are the integers, like elements present in the array, and k is equal to 3. That means 3 times we have to rotate the array. To the right means if we take the last element, we have to shift. If we shift that to the very first position, then the array which will result will be this. So this is the first step. Then the second step will be again take this last element 6 and push it to the front. This will be 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Second step. The third step, what will it really be? You push this 5, the end of the array element, to the beginning. So you are rotating the array by 3 steps over here. So that means the last 3 elements will get pushed to the beginning and the rest elements will be moved further back. So this is how we rotate the array. So usually what we can do is a normal approach could be uh, just take the array and we have to do the rotation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many times we need to do? So while k greater than 0 until k greater than 0. So while loop. So here some code we have to write to do the rotation and k minus minus each loop we have to do. So in the first loop 7 will be when move to the front, then 6 will move to the front in the second loop, and the third loop 3 will be not 4 will be moved to the not 4, 5 will be moved to the front. So 5, 6, 7 will be moved to the beginning. And at last k will be equal to 0, that time loop will stop. So for moving 7 to the beginning, what we can do? We can store this 7 in a temporary variable. So temp equal to 7 if we store. That is nothing but the last element of the array. If n is the length of the array, n minus 1 is stored in the temp. So once you store this, now shift all these elements like this, like this, like this, like this. So shift these elements. After shifting this element, the first element you assign it as temp. So the first element will be assigned as temp. Similarly, you do for the second step also. 5 will be stored in that temp. Here 6 will be stored in the temp. So at last 5 will be shifted to the beginning, 6 will be shifted to the beginning. So you do. So for here shifting is very easy. Nothing but if you just take I equal to n, I greater n minus 1, I greater than 0, I minus minus. So we can do nums of I will be equal to nums of I minus 1. So 6 will be assigned to last position, 5 will be assigned to this position, 4 will be assigned to this position, 3rd will be assigned to this position, 7 will be assigned to next position, 1 will be assigned to next position, and the first position will be assigned with temp. Because I greater than condition, greater than 0 we have taken, I equal to 0, we have not taken that condition, greater than equal to 0, we have taken I greater than 0. This is a normal approach. But this is taking two loops because one while loop, another again for loop for each rotation, so that's time taking. So what is the other approach? It will give time and text delay. So if you need code for that, I'll just display. Okay. So this is some kind of pseudo code which we can write. But this is time taking. What other approach we have? So if you carefully observe, what we can do is, I'll just erase all this. So if you carefully observe the question, so given question is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you have to rotate it how many times? 3 times. So what? Let's first reverse the array. What happens? Let's say if we reverse the array, it will be 7. Reverse the entire array. I mean reverse array means reverse the array. It will be 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And next we shall reverse two parts. One is 7, 6, 5. Another is 4, 3, 2, 1. So what if we reverse these two parts separately? So that will result in 5, 6, 7 and 1, 2, 3, 4, which we have resulted in the rotated array by 3 times. So rotating array by 3 times is nothing but if we reverse the entire array and reverse the first 3 elements, I mean the how many elements we need to rotate? K elements. So K elements we rotate and remaining elements we rotate. So that will result in the rotated array. So if we just write one function for reverse and call the reverse function for entire array once, then for k elements once, then the remaining elements once. That will easily solve the problem without any taking much time. And one more thing which we need to look after here is they are told k equal to 3. Fine. What if k was 10? So if k equal to 10, do we need to rotate by 10 times? That doesn't do the meaning for the question. So k equal to 10 means if you know we know that length of the array is 7. So length of the array is 7, n equal to 7. In k equal to 10, if you rotate the length by 7 times, if you rotate the array by 7 times, that will result in the same array. 7 will move to the front, 6 will move to the front, 5 will move to the front, 4 will move to the front, 3 will move to the front, 2 and 1 both will move to the front. So that will result in the same array. So extra 3 whatever you have, 7 plus 3 equal to 10. This 3 only if we perform, that is fine. So we need not perform all the 10 rotations, only the 3 rotations is fine. So how do we get these 3 rotations from the 10 rotations? So if we do 10 modulus whatever the length of the array, that is 7, that will give you 3. So if it is 3, 3 modulus 10 will be 3 modulus 7 will be 3 only. So whatever the multiples of the length of the array, here it is 7. So multiples of 7 will result in the same array. Only the extra elements, whatever you have, 1 to 6, the position should be 1 to 6. You need to rotate. So multiples of 7 will be result in the same array. So that is what we have to look after. So I'll just program this now so that we'll get the idea. So int n equal to nums dot length. So once you have this, now k will be k modulus n, as I said before. Number of rotations modulus n. If it was 10, 10 modulus 7 will be 3. If it was 40, 40 modulus 7 will be 0. So in that time no need to rotate itself. K will be 0. Then if it is 15 modulus 7, then it will be 1. So one rotation is fine because extra 14 will result in the same array. So now we can write the reverse function first. So it will be private. So this is rotate function. So inside that reverse function, right? So inside the class we will write the reverse function. So private what we will write so that it can be accessed by this class only. Private reverse. Okay, it's return type you will write void reverse. What we need to reverse? So the array nums. And how do we reverse the array? That is the point which we need to look after. So how do we reverse the array? So for reversing the array, if you have entire array 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so we can reverse these two elements, then these two elements, then these two, okay, then these two elements. So if you reverse 1 and 6, that will give you 6 and 1, okay. If you reverse 2 and 5, that will give you 5, 2, okay. Then 3, 4, if you reverse 4, 3. Hence the entire array is reversed. So what we can do is, we will have one pointer at the beginning, at the end. So let this be left and this be right. So until left is lesser than right, we can swap left and right. So 6, 1 is swap, then left will be increased, right will be decreased, left plus plus, right minus minus. And for swapping we know, so we will store one variable, the temporary variable we will have, in that we'll store 1, let that be nums of left. Now once we store the element 1 in temp, now we can assign 6 to the first position. So nums of left will be equal to nums of right. So next nums of right will be equal to 1, which is stored in temporary variable. So that will be temp. So this is how we perform the reverse. So we need to have int start and int end, or left comma right, anything is fine. So once you have these two, so why starting it? So here in the first step, start is 0, end is n minus 1. Here, I mean in this step, start is 0 and n minus 1. Here this is start is 0, end is k minus 1. So next for this remaining elements k to n minus 1 what you have to. Why k minus 1? If k equal to 3, 0, 1, 2. 3 elements. Because the index is starting from 0, we give k minus 1. Then from k to n minus 1 we reverse. So start index and ending index. So how do we start? Int temp equal to nums of start. Then nums of start will be equal to nums of end. So now nums of end will be equal to nums of start will be stored in the temporary variable. So each time what we need to do? Start will be incremented and end will be decremented. So while start lesser, so this has to be did until start lesser than end. This has to be done until start lesser than end. So okay. Now this looks fine. So we can call the reverse function. So reverse of the integer array nums, and so in the very first case start will be 0 and end will be n minus 1 till the end of the entire array we need to reverse. So next reverse will be same integer array nums, but in this case start is 0 but end is k minus 1. K elements, but 0 is, since 0 is the index in starting, so k minus 1. Then again we call the reverse. So int of nums, start will be k and end will be n minus 1 till the end of the array. There is a remaining element. And void is the return type, so we will not return anything. This will reverse the entire array first. Next we will reverse it from 0 to k minus 1. Next we reverse it from k to n minus 1. That is the remaining elements. Okay. I don't know why did I type the return type here. Okay. This is not required. We are just calling the function. Data type is not at all required. Yeah. So for C++, it will be the similar code. Before I am submitting, I'll just type give it for C++ as well. It will be similar. Only here nums.size will be there, and you know the function how the works in C++. We just copy this code and paste it to yeah, here. So it will be nums.size instead of length. Next reverse function we have to write. Similarly, same way we have to write. How do we write it? So it will be private here. Then here copy the function from the Java code itself. So let me just copy the entire function now. I'll erase the private over there. Okay, this private is not required. Now this looks fine. So this will be the code for the C++. Okay. Now one more thing, data type is vector in terms of vector that we have to change. Yeah. Okay, it's accepted. So we'll submit one for one of the language. Yeah, successfully submitted. If you understood the problem and explanation, please do like the video and subscribe to the channel. We'll come up with other way next session. Until then, keep learning. Thank you.